Okay, everyone. It is what is it? Tuesday, December 5th? 5th. Oh my god. All right. So I can never remember what day of the week it is. Anyway, yeah. We're back for another live stream. Cirilla was already up here. I don't know when she's coming back. She might. We'll see. But anyway, yeah. Let's get over to the I think I hear her coming. There she is. Hello, Cirilla. Well, we're not going to get over to the whatchamacallit table right away. Anyway, might be making a little change of pace here with what I'm going to draw. I think the description said Sephiroth or Oubrago, but I might be saving those for later. Yeah, while she's up here, might as well just mention, yeah, the Trenton Punk Rock Flea Market, Wreck the Halls is this weekend. I'll be there. I signed up for another show. Oh, what's going on with the internet connection here? It's really getting choppy. Okay. All right. Yeah. So, Wreck the Halls. That'll be this weekend. I'm going to be in Trenton for 2 days. Ooh, knocking over the microphone. Thank you, Cirilla. And then the week after that, it'll be the Horror Holiday Flea Market Sideshow. That's down in Edison with the New Jersey Horror Con and Film Festival people. And then I signed up for another show. My friend Justin Bowen, I'm not sure that's how you pronounce his last name, but he was talking about a show in Pompton Lakes, New Jersey, that is called New Jersey Witch Fest. I guess it's their winter show. It's on a Sunday. I'll be going. I already signed up for the table. So I think it's like 12 to 5. It's a little bit later. All right, lady, what are you doing? You going to let me? Maybe. Ooh. Okay, lady. All right. Let's see if I can get the comments up over here, at least. Nobody's commented yet. Why do we always have to start like this? This is not great entertainment for everyone. Well, maybe it is. I don't know. I always say that. I think every week. Every week it's the same thing. Every week. Yeah, so I was thinking about, I was thinking about doing a Krampus piece today. Actually, I wanted to do Krampus pieces for the holidays, but I don't know that I'm going to have the chance to get any of that out at this point, because unfortunately, year's almost over. All right, are we going to be able to move over there, Cirilla? Maybe. Down on your chair now, huh? Put that chair just there for her. All right, let's get to it. And close that up real quick. Anyway, yeah, so I might start out with a small one first, though. I haven't used these 4x6. This is the watercolor paper I like using best, actually. Of course, horror. Actually, Steph, I was gonna message you about this, but there's some interesting data I gathered today, which might surprise you because it surprised me. But anyway, really quick, Rob, yeah, Dashiell is probably maybe the most Lovecraftian of the stories, although I'm going to go on the record right here and say that in the Kirkland horror, you should all be picking up that book and reviewing it on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Dashiell's actually my least favorite. He was the chapter that held up the publication of the book the most because he needed a lot of work. And the feedback I got on him was that he needed the most work too. So yeah, Evelyn's absolutely my favorite in the book, although Aaron's probably a close second. I like the Claude chapter. I just don't like Claude as a person, but it's, I started out with my least favorite of the characters. Okay, so Krampus, yeah. Anyway, going to the data stuff. So here's the funny thing. I was going through my sales for the last few years. Everything I sold online and at shows, and we're just talking prints, books, that sort of thing, not commissions and such. And believe it or not, the obscure fan art is the stuff that sells the best. And so does Chadiana. Even with my slow pace of putting her out, putting her stories out. We know how Steph likes to misread what I say. Hi, Sarah. I'm doing okay. How are you? Yeah, even though I put out the story slowly, Chadiana sells regularly. Actually, so did Robert Phillips throughout the years, and Kirkland Horror is on good pace. But yeah, when it comes to prints, it's mostly Nosferatu, horror, Wonderland, and Oz-related stuff. And the only thing that is not like copyright safe, I would say, is all the Dark Souls art I do. That seems to go really well. So I may legitimately look into that. What is it? That thing where you pay the money so you can use the property. Well, that thing, yeah. I've talked about it before. Anyway, glad you're liking it, Rob. Hello again, Sarah. Cyrilla, I guess, says hello since she's just going to town on this here. Yeah, so Krampus tonight. I don't know what to tell you, Steph. This is what makes me the money. It's the horror stuff. It's not any of the stuff that anybody knows that well. It's me chasing all these other things that people keep recommending to me that probably is derailing all the projects that would make me better money. But it is what it is. What's lady? Come on. Anyway, we're having technical difficulties. So, yeah, but with the extra show I signed up for, I'm going to have done 38. Technically 39, since I had my parents do a show for me simultaneously while I was in. Well, I asked them to. I didn't have them. They're not indentured servants. But yeah, they were doing a show for me while I was in Rhode Island. So, I guess it is it'll be 39 shows, one short of 40. But I don't know where I could squeeze that in at this point, I could try, but probably won't happen. Oh, but you know what, Steph? The Witches are doing well too, but that's kind of still horror-ish. I don't know. Mm-hmm. They're not. This is what I'm telling you, Steph. They're not making money. Like, they're just all that fan art stuff. Just people do not come to my table to get it. And I don't know. Like, the numbers don't lie. I've had this conversation with other artist friends when they've recommended I do more of it. It's just like, yeah, well, maybe for you guys, but not so much for me. Actually, I have spoiler alert. I bought this mega book, which I'll just flash really quick. But there's a reason why I grabbed it. I have some projects to do, which I've been thinking about for years. I'm with a remake coming out next Christmas. I think it's high time I get on them. But I might draw Nosferatu all day for a while at least. Yeah, that could happen. Your favorite. But to go with that, although I've run whatchamacallits in the past, oh man, I can't think of any words tonight. Surveys, yep, there we go. Okay. Although I've run surveys in the past, which I haven't gotten many people to respond to, I do want to run a survey to see what kind of projects people would want to see more of from me in the future. Despite what the numbers are telling me, I would like a little bit of feedback. Oh, and the stickers are doing pretty good on Etsy so far. I plan to add more of the public domain and original stuff. Oh, that's what I was going to say. I did a fairy, right? That's another one that sold really well this year. It's just a fairy with a moon in the background and bats in the sky. It's just doing better. I don't know what to say, Steph. I don't think the comic crowd really has a place for me. But the horror crowd seems to. Not that I'm going to stop doing Comic Cons, but they're not as good to me. That's unfair to say, though. There's been a couple. Well, I don't know. Terrificon, Fan Expo Boston, but fairies are good. Well, my niche is horror and dark fantasy. It's just I wind up going out of it because people will make suggestions. But Freddy and Jason, they're so they're also not public domain. Even though I do it, I have a real issue with using other people's properties without permission. It's not that I've never done it. Popular, yeah, Freddy and Jason, everybody grew up on them. Sell well, but that's where it gets a little bit sticky, right? I'm not selling the stuff that other people are selling well. I wonder if there's a thing about my art style where people don't want to see something they know in it. I could be wrong. Look, man, I'm just telling you. I got 2 8-bit Jasons that nobody's picked up from these live streams. I'll go pick them up later. No, but really, I don't know. I'm figuring it out. I don't know that they would sell well. This goes to an old conversation I had with a friend. Jason came out cool. Oh my God, Damien. Oh, how are you doing, man? Damien. Oh, there's so many catchphrases I want to say from our summer together, but I can't because I gotta make this somewhat PG-13. I worked with Damien doing maintenance and stuff at the high school I'm still employed with, but I'm taking a leave of absence from. It was a great summer. Yeah, Delta T. Oh, I'm glad you're doing well. I should, if I knew you were coming, I should have worn my Delta T-shirt instead of my Nightmare Before Christmas piece. Yeah, the obstacles, I don't know, man. One of these days I'll figure life out, probably at the end of it. I'm not sure. No problem. I'll see you later, Sarah. I'll be up in your neck of the woods. When is that? April for Monster Expo. Unless you feel like taking a trip down this way, but yeah. Have a good night. You think I spend too much time sharpening pencils? Only during the live streams. I do have my mechanicals, and then I don't. Wow, you're full of surprises, Sarah. You're moving to California? I thought you were getting I thought you were going to Boston. Did I get the piece going? Yeah, I have started it actually. My fall was way too intense, but I'm trying to catch up on work that I committed to, including, yes, the designs for you guys. So bougie, I know. Well, they sound drastic, but you have a good night, Sarah. I hope the move goes well. Well, since this is live, Damien, I don't want to ask too many questions, but I do wonder how everybody's doing over there. Janine, Victor, Anton. Well, that's right, but you're over at the other school. I forgot. Unless they moved you back over there. But yeah, I'm sure it's not the same right now. Oh, wait a minute. Now you're saying the same spot. I don't know if that means Grant or the high school, but I knew you were getting moved to Grant, but maybe you mean you're still at the high school. High school. Okay, I gotcha. Well, that's good. At least the team hasn't gotten shifted around too much. Oh, no. I think I owe your brother a copy of Robert Phillips, actually. I might have brought it to him, though. But he might have wanted that. No. Let's double check. Yeah, as much as I can. It depends on how comfortable I am with what I'm drawing, you know. If it's something that I feel pretty confident in, then yeah, I can just kind of go crazy with it. And if it's something, well, if I'm doing client work or it's something that I'm a little bit unfamiliar with, I tend to take my time. But smaller sketches are easier to do that with, you know. They definitely are. But I drew out some lines first before I started this. Yeah. Oh, I know you've been wanting to go to a show, though. I don't have any comic shows left over, but I'm in Trenton next weekend. Well, this coming weekend. And then I'm in Edison and Pompton Lakes the week after. So there's some opportunities, local opportunities. And then, of course, like in January, I got some shows coming up again. I'm only going to have like 3 weekends off, and then I'm back on the road. After next weekend, I go right back into the busy schedule of you know, well, at least on the weekends, though. Well, some of them are 1-day shows, but my weekdays are definitely different than they used to be. That's for sure. I have more flexibility sometimes. We'll get him going now. It's brand new zebra pen. So zebra right up there. You know what though? The jigsaw puppet wouldn't be a bad move for me. I think that could work really well in my style. Okay, so it's not just me. That's why I wanted to open this new one. Okay, I got it. Good thing that I checked on it. Also, I don't know that it's having any effect on the lighting on the piece right now, but I did get a new light set up a little bit. It's rather than a circular ring light, it's more of a I forget what you call those, but it's more straight over the top of the drawing area. I'm hoping the light's just a little bit more even, so it makes it easier to see what I'm doing. Yeah, I don't know, Rob. The jigsaw puppet will be a possibility. I can tell you my Lovecraft stuff still does very well. As also, I had almost retired a piece that was Lovecraft inspired, and I decided to reprint it. And good thing I did, because when I was going back and checking all my metrics, I saw that one has been like a really good seller for me for years. It can be hard though. You know what it is? You do shows, and sometimes, like, I've had shows where I don't sell a single Chadiana comic, and then I'll start thinking, well, maybe nobody's that interested. But then you look at the numbers over a year's time or a few years' time, and you're like, oh wow, no, that's actually outselling stuff that I thought was selling better than it. it was an interesting exercise today, although it took up a lot of my day going back through all my sales sheets for well, this year was the hard one because really 2021 and 2022 were not to get together. They aren't as many shows as I did this year already. So no. I'm doing a little bit of a combination Krampus here. My first real introduction to him was that movie with Toni Collette in it. Like I didn't really know much about the Krampus before it. Great movie, by the way. I forgot I want to put a tongue in him. Should have put bells on there too, but oh well. Not this time. Maybe on the next one. Steph, are you still here by any chance? You might have bounced. I don't know. Because I just started opening a lot of my packages and organizing those too. I got a Ticonderoga pencil in with my Goth Girls book. And I wonder if it wound up in there on accident or that was sent to me. I'll keep it as a souvenir. Mm-hmm. 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 Maybe zoom in a little bit since this piece. Oh, okay. So this is not, in January, the Sussex County Fairgrounds, but in this month is Pompton Lakes. Pompton Lakes, there is, what is it called? Witch Fest. It's like a winter themed, I guess, Witch Fest. I don't know. I don't know much about it. Jack Bowen from Justin Bowen from Jack Squat Entertainment. He is doing the show. And when he posted about it, I said, I didn't know there was another show in New Jersey. And then they posted that they still had, he shared the post with me that they still had 5 tables left for December 17th. It's a Sunday. So I jumped right on it this morning and sent them the money. So I will be there. I mean, you don't, of course, have to go. I might hit up those guys about that Clifton show again, but not until March, maybe. Because I don't seem to have a lot of shows in March. I'm looking at another virtual show actually in February. And maybe April as well. Yeah, but the Sussex County Fairgrounds one, that's I don't know. (27th and 28th of January. And yeah, I'll be there too. Just looking over here. Oh, hey, Justin gave it a like. Oh, that's cool. I wonder if he's here at the moment, but he did give it a like. I don't think I have his card or anything anywhere nearby. I can flash it up. He does a lot of actually, Justin's pretty multi-talented. He does stop motion animation and puppetry. Yeah, I understand. I always have to keep mine plugged in while I'm filming the table because I've had moments where I've been like with almost nothing left on the phone. Hasn't died on me yet on the live stream. Hopefully I won't have that trouble. But yeah, Justin does a lot of cool stuff. He does sculpted pieces. I believe he does comics too, but I mostly know him for the sculpture pieces. And then he also does whatchamacallits, yeah, puppetry and stop motion animation. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, although this wasn't inspired by him, he just did a Krampus piece, which he's been putting on a bunch of different things, like I'm pretty sure mugs and t-shirts and stuff. Oh, thanks, Damien. I appreciate that. Especially because I've never really drawn the Krampus before. I think one time I made like a shadowy version for a Gentleman Cthulhu, my webcomic. But I never drew like a, well, this isn't really a full version, but I never drew a real decent version of him before. I actually have a lot of these 4x6 pads left still, but really wanted to move away from doing pieces this small. It's just, I already had this drawn out. Thought I'd work on this instead for a minute. Hair is usually pretty fun to draw for me. I need to go to my house and pick up some pieces. I mean, I'm not against it. I should certainly finish the job for you first, though, Damien, before you start checking out other stuff. But yeah, you got my number. Can't call it right now because I'm filming this, but I won't be able to pick up. I have all different sizes, but I mean the most common two I use are the 9x12 and 11x17. I can go larger, and obviously I can go smaller. Usually now 6x8's the smallest I'll go, but occasionally I'll do the 4x6. But yeah, 9x12, which is a little bit bigger than copy paper, and 11x17 is what original comic art is usually done on. So that's about 2 sheets of copy paper, back to back, like next to each other. That's about the size of it. But I don't know what the largest I've done is. I know that I have an abandoned piece from college that was like, I don't know, maybe 20x30. But I've done some 18x24 and some 16x20 pieces. I think I feel comfortable enough going that size. And some of that stuff's like standard frame sizes too, because that's. I mean, there are artists that like going odd sizes, but for a person, whether it's a print and they just want to frame a print or it's an original piece, you want people to be able to find stuff that they can frame it in, without having to get a custom frame, which costs money. Unless you're do-it-yourself type. I mean, I can frame my own stuff, but I've never put a frame together. I usually just buy one size up and put a mat around it. Well, it's funny you mentioned. I have designed tattoos that people have gotten, but I've never designed tattoos for tattoo artists because usually I had a tattoo artist that was taking private watercolor lessons from me, and she was saying, and I guess not every tattoo artist does it, but she really wanted to know how to draw better so that she could design her own tattoos. And most artists have to tattoo artists either have to make their own or recreate like a lot of the flash art stuff that you can just go in and buy out of the book. But I'm always up for like a collaboration. I don't know if I ever told you that I did a piece that got etched into a guitar. Oh, yeah. I haven't been telling that story as often, have I? Yeah. Yeah, it's up on my website. Like if you go to the art section and then under illustration, it's in there. Although the pictures aren't that great, I should really upload more because I do have better pictures of it. But it was a map that I was commissioned to do. And this guy, Travis, that I grew up with, he makes the guitars. And then he had his friend who does the etching, burn it into it. So it was like the three of us doing different jobs on this thing. I still have the original artwork I did for that piece, but I didn't get I got only to see pictures of the guitar. I didn't get to like see it in person. It was still, I don't know, things were still a little, not in the middle of COVID, but it was still a little bit toward the end, but not quite out of the woods yet. And I didn't really feel comfortable going and checking it out. Missed opportunity, but I don't know. Who knows if I'll ever do another one. I told the guy I'd be up to, well, I told Travis I'd be up for it. But he's been coming up in conversation a lot lately. I really should reach out and get together with him soon. Same with you, Damien. We gotta plan that night out with the crew. It'd be good to see everyone. We're gonna get the other one out. Yeah. I should probably do a Krampus sticker. It's gonna have to be for next year. I put so much time into getting ready for Salem. It's just I kind of got a little bit burnt out after it was all said and done. I wanted to do more horror stuff for the Halloween season. By the time December came up, I was just like, I don't know, needed a little bit of a break. So a lot of stuff will get done for next year at this point because it's a little late to get some new holiday stuff out. But yeah, Krampus sticker would be another thing I want to do because the stickers are selling pretty well for me. Going to a graph show. I'm not sure what that is, Damien. Sorry. Graph show. Oh, I gotcha. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. It's funny that I never really had any art students that were really into graffiti that I knew of, because there were some projects where I would tell them, like, you know, if you want to do like graffiti art, it would work with it. You know, you just obviously I'm not going to give you a spray can and you do it on a wall or something, like at the school, but yeah, I didn't have too many kids that would take it. Maybe there might have been 2 ever that were like really like, oh, that's cool, I'll do it. But yeah, no, I know. Yeah, just give them a spray can. Just find an empty wall. Go make some art. I mean, it would be cool if we had a designated spot where you could do that, but they don't like my ideas. Yeah, no, I get you. No, I know they have those, which I think that's cool. I know that to some degree, I was never a graffiti artist, so I'm kind of just speaking out of my ass right now with this, but I know some graffiti artists like the idea of it being a non-sanctioned kind of thing. So, but I think it personally, having not been a graffiti artist, so again, I'm just giving I'm not part of that world, art world at least. But I think it's cool having some designated spots, so nobody gets any kind of trouble for it. Yeah. And then it doesn't get covered up either because it was already like a designated spot. And then, people can really enjoy that art. What do we got going over there? Getting updates occasionally on my phone. Actually, I was just in the city Friday night. We used to get store owners to port. Yeah. Yeah, I forget where I was. I met a graffiti artist that was starting to really take off. And he was getting some pretty big clients going, like flying between California and New York, like doing a lot of work. And he was always kind of like an underground guy, so he was just humble and really couldn't believe it was taken off for him like that. But yeah, I'm sure I've seen some beautiful art done on the sides of buildings, really great stuff. And I don't know, I think that kind of stuff really adds some character to places, You can have this like ugly yeah, I don't remember the guy. I was with a friend or two, and it's like this year's a blur. I'm forgetting anything about this guy right now. I think I follow him on Instagram. I gotta look it up. But it was mostly a friend of mine that I was with that was talking to him, or 2 friends of mine. He's just like, I'm drawing a blank on this whole thing. Yeah, he seemed pretty cool. But he said he was making good money, but he wasn't like in it for that. He kind of had the idea where he really wanted to like raise up other artists, so he was hoping he would get into a even better situation that he could do that. So, I mean, a lot of people talk about stuff like that, so hopefully he does do it. He seems like a genuine guy. I have no reason to doubt he didn't mean it. All right. Next order of business on this. Some of the finer details. Oh, thank you. Yeah. I'm still going to color it live. I have time, right? Yeah. Put a lot of detail into this tiny thing. But that seems to be my problem. That I just love adding detail. Most of my fans appreciate it, I think. I think they do. All right. A little bit more on the I don't know, Damien. There was the one time I think I drew for a little bit, but this is the first time you really gotten to see me draw. And this is just messing around with something that's a little bit faster, and small. I mean, you can see it's smaller than my hand, so it's not that big. Mm. I appreciate that. Thank you. Well, I don't know if you get this with graffiti stuff, but if you know what it's like with artists, I tend to hate a lot of the stuff I do. Just never satisfied enough with it. But right now, I feel pretty good about this one. I'm going to do that a little different. Okay. What tool do I want for this one? Yeah. For a second, I didn't know what you're referring to, but I got it. Yeah. It's hard because, you got a vision in your head, or sometimes you don't. Sometimes you do just, as you put it, freestyle it, and it just doesn't match with what the vision was or how you were feeling inspired at the time. But there's some stuff I go back for, and I'll look at it and I feel better about it than I did at a time when I didn't like it. That happened recently with one of my comics that I've been holding back unnecessarily. Yeah. Can you really erase with a can? I guess painting over a spot. There's an artist whose work I really like that actually airbrushes first and then he goes in with colored pencils. This guy Drew Struzan. You probably know his work, and if you don't know the name off the top of your head, you probably would know his work though. But I'm guessing it's something like that where you could just paint over it. I was just having this discussion with somebody on 2 weeks ago on the live stream. That when it comes to this part of it, though, like inking, fixing it requires me to almost work like a tattoo artist works, where I have to like somehow layer stuff over it in a way that'll hide the mistakes. Go over the line with the filling color, then outline. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I can do that when it's not inks and watercolors. When it's this stuff, I need to, again, like I said, kind of almost like create something over the top of it that can sort of blend it so it's not as noticeable. Which is why I try to get my pencils down pretty good before I start. I haven't been doing as much sketching lately, but it's why I work in pen and ink when I sketch in my sketchbook, so it just keeps my inks sharp and I don't second guess them too much. So when I go to doing this outlining stuff, it comes out good. Well, tattoo artists can hide things by tattooing over them, but they got to get really creative. And I've seen, it's covering, but there's certain things that that they can't hide that well. Obviously, it's not a foolproof system. But actually, the reason why I don't have tattoos is sort of that, because I have no issues with them at all. Like, I love tattoos, but they just, like, I'm going to want to design my own. And then what's going to happen is I'm going to look at it and, like, 6 months to a year later, like, I'm going to want to, like, I'm going to say, like, I could have done this better, or I could have designed that better. And, not criticizing the tattoo artist stuff, just my design. Yeah, I know you can't hide line work. How do I put it? 9 o'clock, you're headed to a book. Well, enjoy the book. I'm reading Salem's Lot now, Rob. I finished Carrie, which I loved, by the way. Better than I thought it was going to be. Not that I didn't think it would be good, but yeah. Well, hopefully I'll see you at the New Jersey Witch Fest, right? Have a good night, Rob. But yeah, Damien, that's the reason I don't have tattoos. Although I've been very tempted now. One of my favorite artists. Good night, Rob. One of my favorite artists, this guy, Eric Talbot. I met him in Rhode Island this year, and he switched over to doing tattoo art. He still does illustration, but he does a lot of tattoo art now. And, he told me if I was ever interested, I could hit him up. One artist to another. Of course, I'd have to pay for it, whatever. But I was just thinking, if I was going to get one, that would be cool. And he does a lot of like skull art and, creatures and stuff like that. So I could easily find something. He used to actually illustrate for the Ninja Turtles at one point during its history. I guess he still does. I'm not as like on top of who's working on the property presently. So, but yeah, I could probably find something to get from him that I would really like. But then if you get one, you gotta start adding to it. I figure your daughter loves Ninja Turtles. Yeah, well, I mean, actually, where did I put it? Oh, my place is such a mess. Hang on a second. I think it's over here. Oh, okay. Still got it in the plastic right now, but this is a splinter he did. Right? And if you look right down there, he signed it and drew a little extra splinter there. But yeah, he's got awesome stuff. And you can see why it would be good for tattooing. Now I want to put it somewhere safe. It's going to have to work temporarily. Yeah, he's cool. Well, it's a small flex, but I met and got a publication from one of the creators of the Ninja Turtles, Kevin Eastman, a long time ago. It's how I got into Heavy Metal magazine. I met him at New York Comic Con one year, and he's just a really cool guy. But I've known a few people that have worked on the property, or met a few people, I should say, that have worked on the property. And yeah, my nieces are big into it too. Like, they love the Ninja Turtles. And because it's always the question on people's mind about the Ninja Turtles growing up, I was very much a Leonardo guy. And my brother was a kamikaze, so he was very much into Michelangelo. Get any art from Ninja Turtles, let me know. Well, if I had known, I met this guy, Freddie Williams, who's worked on Ninja Turtles back in, that was September in New Hampshire. And I've been wanting to meet him for a while because he also guests on a YouTube show that I love. Yeah, it's my brother's favorite. And like I said, I'm more of a Leo guy, although nowadays I feel like I can really relate to Donatello a lot. Okay. But yeah, so if I had known, he had a bunch of turtle stuff. I picked up some stuff for my nieces because it's for Christmas, but from him, and I would have loved to get more if I had more money. He had some really nice prints. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to go to New Hampshire this year because Granite State Comic Con is the same weekend as Baltimore Comic Con, and I already committed to Baltimore. And I'm just not big on backing out of commitments. So, it's going to have to be the following year. Actually, Damien, if your daughter really loves Ninja Turtles and you want to make a trip up to New Hampshire in September, in 2024, as far as I know, I'm sure Freddie Williams will be there, who's one of the artists, but I'm pretty sure both Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird are going to guest at the convention, and they're the co-creators of the Ninja Turtles. Each of them are. So, if you want to take a trip to New Hampshire it's in Manchester, Granite State Comic Con, Granite State Comic Fest, Granite State. But yeah, September, probably mid-September is when it would be happening. Just a thought. Think about it. Yeah, well, here, wait a second. Granite State Comic Con. Yeah, it is Granite State Comic Con. Okay. I'll just put it in the what the heck? Yeah, I should have shut the window. It's the 21st and the 22nd of September in 2024. And if you want to, it actually is, it's in a hotel. So you can just stay right in the hotel and it'll, be there. It's at the DoubleTree by Hilton downtown. Yeah. It was a great show. It's a nice size. People are very nice up there. I would highly recommend it. I only did it the 1 year this year, but I'm extremely disappointed I can't go back. I can't go back this year. Coming up. That I'm disappointed about. Yeah, just think about it. Great spot. GraniteCon.com. And for any of you watching, now or in the replay, it's a good show to go to if you're thinking about it, either as an attendee or a vendor. Had a very good time at my first and only so far. Got a cat hair in there. She likes to mess with me. Well, no, she doesn't. Her hair does get in everything now. Oh yeah, no problem. Yeah, I know you gotta. I know you start early. Have a good night, Damien. And I could be texting you too, but definitely don't be a stranger. I do want to get together, so let me know. Gonna be in New Jersey regularly for 3 months. It's like mid-February. I'm going out to Pennsylvania for 1 weekend, but just let me know. And yeah, I'll talk to you later. Have a good night. Cool. Can't tell what that is. Sounds like it could be a vacuum, an alarm, somebody's car running weird. Who knows? Well, it's always good when somebody new stops by. Thanks to Damien for showing up and support. This red to be a little bit more intense. Da, 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 da. Krampus. Krampus. Well, gonna go grab something to drink since nobody's here at the moment, but I will be right back. All right. Got myself a Dr. Pepper for hour number 2 going on, right? The second hour of the night. Let me try a little bit more. Okay, Krampus. Probably yellow eyes. Good question. I was reading up on the lore of him for a bit. Seems that I have a piece of bristle hair that's come out. That's not so good. Nice little home washcloth. I prefer to use reusable materials if I can. Maybe not. I'm trying to think of which part I want to do next. All right. And we can work on the tongue, which I feel like should be a darker color. See, that gets a little too close. I don't mind, but I'm sure it's making the camera look. No, that looks all right, right? Yeah, that one, that was like a halo on the camera. Nobody's here. I can play around a little bit. Okay. Actually, yeah, that works a lot better. All right. So, you know what, though? I can make those chains look all rusty and gnarly. Let's do that instead. Make them kind of brown and rusty. Now, apparently, he usually wears bells, or bells hang from his chains too, but I forgot to put them in. Doing a little brush surgery there. I know you're not supposed to, but every once in a while, it's got to be done. Oh, no, I want this one. Yeah. Oh man. Sometimes I just need that little bit of extra caffeine to finish the show. I'm an old man. I'm usually in bed by 10. Well, between 10 and 12. Krampus supposedly has dark fur, although sometimes he is not represented that way. I, however, am definitely going to take that version. All right, he's coming together pretty good. Huh. All right. All right, let's get over here. This. It's always a very active night on social media when I'm doing a live stream. My phone going off with all sorts of updates, which is cool. I don't mind. I can't respond to anything. Right. Do want to make those eyes a little bit more. Just give those teeth a light brownish yellow coloring. All right, let's see what we got going here. The heck was that? Pen dropped. Okay. All right. What else to do? I'm going to darken a little bit of the purple in his ears, or at least make it more vibrant to some degree. Right. Maybe do the same with the tongue a little bit. And get a bit of that around. This would be good too. Okay, Mr. Krampus, what are we going to do next? Zoom in just a little bit closer. No. I do have to keep it slightly to one side just because I need to be able to see it while I'm working on it. Can't have it directly under the camera. Not directly under the camera, but still on screen. Okay. So now it's just a matter of letting this last bit dry and putting in the values on them. Okay. Might actually finish a piece during a live stream. All right, so let's see. Maybe from the top. Sometimes I gotta play these videos back and see if people can hear the things going on in the background, like my neighbor running up the stairs. No. Well, I mean, it looks better, but yeah. Almost there. Almost at the end of the Krampus piece. Oh my God, really? Hey. Live on the show. I got another Etsy sale. Gotta say, that shop's working out pretty well. So far. So far, so good. Well, he is just about done. I want to add a little bit. Well, actually, I might add the highlights first before I add any extra dark spots. But I gotta wait till that dries. See, when you hold it at certain angles, you can really see where it's wet. Not so much over there, but there are a few spots there and there that are still wet. And actually, this is still a little damp. Oh, wait. Can I get it to shine right? It's a little wet over here, too. Well, anyway. Can't go in with pens or anything until that's dry, so I do have to wait. Oh, just realized I'm in the sink drinking water. Over that way, beyond the bookcase. Anyway. All right. What do we got? Wonder if anybody ordered these dumpster fire stickers, which are on my Etsy store. These two are not for sale because they bent a little bit, so I'll be keeping them for myself. Just one of the many designs. New stuff to come. Hopefully that. Now, what happens if I do this? Oh, I knew it. I knew it was going to do it. Hang on, people. Wait just a moment. While it's drying, I might as well answer a message. All right. Back into. Oh, look at that. Fixed and back up in no time. Okay, so we dry almost. We're dry enough. That's what we are. We are dry enough. Okay. Mm-hmm. Getting here. Almost done with them. Good thing, too, because I got 13 minutes left. Well, yeah, 13. Ah, that's okay, James. I've been thinking about you quite a bit the last couple of weeks. Nice of you to. I mean, no, that sounds so sarcastic when you say nice of you. No, I mean it. Like, thank you for dropping by, James. But yeah, I've been thinking about you because, I mean, I've been having to do a lot of business-related tasks lately, but my true and real intention is to be back on Chadiana, and that also means the con lines, like post haste. I know I've been saying it for weeks, maybe months, but I mean it in earnest because I was saying at the beginning of the show to another friend that I was going over a lot of my sales numbers for the past couple of years, and it is well, you know, stuff like Chadiana really is some of my better selling stuff, so I shouldn't be avoiding it so much. Just jump into it and get it done. Yeah, I know. And not overstressing it is a good thing to keep in mind. Believe it or not, I haven't been stressing it, but sometimes I feel like I wear on people's patience with promises that take. I always make good on them, but sometimes they can take me longer than they should to get there. It's like this Krampus I'm doing right now is only because, well, partly because I can't, I wasn't able to get a piece done this year, which I did want to do. I wanted to have some Krampus merch for my shows in my Etsy store, and yeah, my new Etsy store, and yeah, I just wasn't able to get it done. So, but yeah, no, I know I'll get there. So, okay, what am I looking for now? White. Wait for just this white, the acrylic white. But I think when you asked that question about how I fix mistakes, I believe that came up again last week. I know you were unable to make it, or at least I assume you were unable to make it. I think that was last week. But yeah, I mentioned you and how you had been asking that question. Or was that tonight? I don't know. They all blend together, like I always say. Not intentionally. The 21st episode, I'm bound to start getting a little confused over what happened on What episode? Now I understand why those red letter media guys can't remember if something happened 6 years ago on an episode that I just rewatched. And I'm like, well, yeah, it did happen. Of course. How do they not know? Well, this would be why. They all blend together. Anyway, thank you for joining us. Yeah, and I do see your updates coming in, both on Facebook and your posts to the online group. I'm starting to map out time in the morning to handle emails, which allows me some more leisurely reading, like keeping up with the conlang list as well. So hopefully I can get to more regular participation there as well, which I really want to do. I just, it's been an interesting year getting everything organized, but it's coming together. Yeah, I don't know why it gets so dark sometimes when I'm trying to get it lighter. Oh well, he's a little bit far over. Yeah, no, I know. There's all different people that are at varying levels of participation, but I just know that. So for myself, and I know I said this on the list once before, but if I was participating more, it might actually help my confidence in what I'm doing anyway. Occasionally I ask a question, occasionally I respond to stuff. But it's all few and far between. So, yeah, I just feel like I would do better to be on there a little bit more. That's all. I wonder. Yeah, no, that's not going to do anything. Well, so much for that. I was hoping I could spray a whole bunch of white flecks onto this and get the look of snow coming down. He was looking pretty good, though, I gotta say. I'm quite pleased with this Krampus. Sorry, I didn't want to burp into the microphone. Trying to hold it back. Okay. Yeah. Incidentally, James, even though I am keeping up with stuff, how are your conlang and life labors going? And just like the conlang list, as you're saying to me, I mean, You come when you want to these live streams. You don't always have to make them. If you make them in the last 5-10 minutes, that's cool too. I have people that are always coming in and out. Oh my God. So you never have to apologize for that. The lighting makes it a little hard to see at times. Anyway. Oh, wow. We're popping in numbers all of a sudden. Going well. Down with a bad cold this past 2 weeks, but holding up more or less. So that's why I didn't make it last week. I'm sorry, man. I hope you start feeling better, right? Because, well, I mean, very different. I don't know if I mentioned it, but last year I wound up with COVID right before Thanksgiving, and I couldn't even have Thanksgiving with my family. I did this year. Nobody seemed to be sick, so we all did okay. Although Mom seems to be running a little bit of a fever right now. Not that anybody needs to know that, but hope she's doing all right. Well, I just saw her before this live stream. I ran over there for a bit to make sure she was all set up with stuff. Since don't chew the wire, lady. Make sure she was all set up with stuff since my dad was out working. So, thank you, Len. It's high praise from another very skilled and talented horror artist, such as you are. Can't wait to see the next illustrations of Eugene's whatchamacallit adventures, or well, this adventure. I still want to develop them more. Well, yeah, staying home for Thanksgiving isn't great, but I hope you were still able to enjoy it to a certain extent, and I appreciate you still coming by anyway, James, since you aren't feeling well. Hopefully this little Krampus gets you in somewhat of the holiday spirit. I don't know what you celebrate. Maybe an Atlani holiday. Well, Atlani's the language. I don't know what I'm forgetting if you have told me what the name of its people are, but it's native speakers. Come on, Sarah, come sit down. On the off chance I decide to add some highlights or dark spots with some colored pencils, this is otherwise a finished piece. I gotta put my signature in there somewhere. That would be good. But yeah, well, actually finish something in 2 hours of a live stream. Yeah, I should do more Krampuses. They look pretty cool. What's up, lady? I'm waiting to see if anybody has any other questions or comments before the end of the stream. It is 10 o'clock. I hope I have been on the good and not the naughty list. He looks fearsome. Yeah, I was reading more of the lore because, I'm I think less than a quarter German, but I didn't grow up with the Krampus and my traditions or whatever. So when I found out about him, I thought, oh, this is cool. But yeah, sometimes apparently they depict him with like a sack or cage on his back so he can capture children. And, well, they don't come to a nice end. Sometimes that involves water. Sometimes other forms of punishment. But, yeah. Leave it to the Germans to have some interestingly humorous. And I say humorous because apparently a bit of it is very tongue-in-cheek. But, yeah. Leave them to have some dark, humorous entity that helps out Santa Claus. Earl, really? It's funny you mentioned Bromlin. I only know his work very casually, because growing up with playing Magic the Gathering and stuff, he's often referenced, and I think he did some work for MTG, and yeah, but I don't know a lot of his stuff. Oh, and I had a college professor that was really, really into his stuff. But yeah, I'll have to take a look at his Krampus work. He's a good artist. Yeah, no problem, James. I appreciate you even coming by. I hope you feel better, really. Whether you come early or not at all, just feel better. For everyone, well, it's just you and Len. But for anybody that watches it later, yeah, I'll be back next week, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, PM, of course. And I don't know, maybe I'll draw another Krampus. I guess that's possible. Or maybe I'll draw a witch with a Santa hat. That was another thought I had. Yeah. Oh, you're welcome, of course. I celebrate Christmas, so I'm going to keep it to the Christmas theme, maybe. So, I don't know, maybe a witch next time. We'll see. I do want to keep those witches going. Right, Cirilla? Oh, she's just loving this. She doesn't even want to move right now. Getting her neck scratched. Oh, Billy. Okay, everyone. Well, you have a good night. Happy holidays. It is December 5th, so we got some weeks left of Hanukkah, and I think it started. And, he also wrote a story about him. I'm going to want to write a story about him at one point. I still want to do the Jersey Devil, too, because I'm from New Jersey and I'm a writer. I should have a Jersey Devil story. Would make sense. But, maybe I'll look into lore more and do something. But, yeah, I will check out the Brom story and art for sure. I appreciate you letting me know about it. But, yeah, so I'll see everyone next week for another live stream drawing, and maybe like this time I'll finish one in the 2 hours that I have. Anyway, everyone, have a good night. I will see you next time. Where do we got Brand? Excuse me, Cirilla. I gotta put up the thing. I gotta put up the thing, the overlay. We gotta end it. All right. Good night, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, that's the water. What are you doing?